It's like, obviously Michael Chalk must have had problems this morning, and now he's up to speed. He was 10 seconds off the pace of qualifying, but he's up to third already. So whether he can get somewhere close to Paul Sibley, we will see. It's 20-minute race. The leaders are turning their way, turning their way out of the pass. Paul Sibley leads Pimlico and Michael Chalk. Then there's a go back to Robin Langford, who's got the flip starting, Mickey Kennelly drawn up alongside him, side by side for fourth position. Kennelly's got more power, and therefore will just drive past him in a straight line. There's damage to the side of Ian Bergin's car. There's lots of tyre marks down the side of his car, so whether he and Ian Wright had a coming together, I wonder, but it is Ian Bergin that leads Class D. And so yeah, I wonder if there was a coming together there on the first lap, Paul.
Yeah, it's possible. So the first three quite split out. As you say, 69 Kennelly has now got the better of 57 Robin Lackford, and then next up it is the new Class D leader, which is number 60 Barney Collinson. But there's a long train of cars behind Barney. Now, is Ian Wright still in the race? We'll have a look.
Yeah,
yes, he is still in the race, and has made up one place, so that puts him up to 17th, I think. So Richard Homer, who's last. But Paul Sibley's flying around this circuit, already down the gooseneck for the second time, and heading down towards the mountain section and towards you, Josh. And the first five, very, very well spread out. It's the battle behind Barney Collinson, really. I think he's holding several other people up.
Well, he must have just got past Ian Bergin, because Ian Bergin was ahead of him at the start of the lap.
Ah, right. Well, Ian Bergin's trying to get back to you. As they come down to the mountain now, you'll see that long train of cars.
These mainly Class D cars. This is the battle for the leading class, really. Barney Collinson was defended from Ian Bergin. Then you've got Oshin Shahayan, who's also a Class D car. So this is the battle for the leading Class D. They're turning its way over the mountain into Hall Bend. Got 33 in there as well, which is the Class E car. 35 Edward Easton, who is a Class D car again. So 4 of those 5 cars are battling for the lead of Class D. The leaders have come through. Paul Sibley leads by 3 seconds. The class battle. It is then Barney Collinson ahead of Ian Bergin, but Oshin Shahayan's got the best exit. He's looking up the inside of Ian Bergin. There's not really room for that. Well, he's made room. He's a novice driver, is Oshin Shahayan, and he goes up the inside. They're side by side through Coppy's corner. I think Ian Bergin on the outside will hold on, but that's a great battle for the lead of the class, Paul.
Yeah, Mike Chalk seems to be slowing again, because the number 69 car of Peter Kennelly is now right up behind Mike Chalk. It's still the number 60, it's still 60, 19 and 50 as they come past me. So it's still Barney Collinson from Ian Bergin, and then it's Oshin Shahayan. But Shahayan having a real go to try and get past Ian Bergin. So the leader, Paul Sibley, already long gone. He's heading down towards you in the mountain again, Josh. Still Pippa Cow. She's really just driving for points, isn't she, at the moment? And then I think there's been a change. Just checking, does it come out behind the tyres? Yes, Paul Kennelly has moved up into 3rd place in the race ahead of Mike Chalk.
Yeah, so Chalk dives back up the inside into the mountain and gets back through. So Mike Chalk back ahead of Peter Kennelly, there for 3rd position overall.
And it's still Collinson, Bergin, Shahayan in that order, but very, very close again as they head towards the mountain.
Yeah, and Collinson...
Somebody locks up there, I think it was Bergin.
Yeah, Collinson defends really hard into the mountain, which sort of brings everyone back together. They go over the top of the hill into Hall Bend. They stay in the same order.
Now Ian Wright has made rapid progress after that issue on Sunday. This group, I think, Josh.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on the lap times. Meanwhile, Paul Sibley not going as quick as he did in qualifying. He's in the 141s. It's 4.6 seconds ahead of Pippa Cow. That was the 3rd continuous Kennelly and Mike Chalk. Robbie Lack finished 5th, but here come the Class D cars, and we've lost Oshin Shahayan, I think, around Hall Bend. So now it's Collinson from Bergin and the Class D car from Bridge. But Oshin Shahayan has not come through. As of yet, so there's no yellow flags into Hall. Oh, he's come through now, but he's lost a lot of time. He's lost about 20 seconds, or he obviously had an off.
Okay, well that's just coming on to Park Straight. Barney Collinson still leads from the 19. Now, where's Ian Wright? Not come into view yet, so here comes Ian now. So he's about to make up another place, which means that he's got the length of Park Straight. He's got to get past the number 50, which is Oshin Shahayan, recovering from that moment. So Oshin may drag Ian Wright along, I guess. Ian Wright getting a slipstream on Park Straight, and they're just going into Park as the lead group in Class D are coming out of Chris Curve. And there's been a change, big change, because Barney Collinson has been shuffled down 3 places, Josh, and it's Ian Bergin that leads the class now. So that defensive driving clearly hasn't paid off, and Barney Collinson is at the back of that 4-car group, just going into the mountain now.
That's right, he's now got a Class D car behind him. Class E car, couple of Class D cars. It's 33 behind us, John Bridge, and 34 James Hughes. Then it's Barney Collinson is it up next. Let's see. We'll get a couple out in a moment. But it's Paul Sibley that leads, by the way, by 5.7 seconds now to finish now. Third is Peter Kennedy, still being challenged by Mike Chalk, so about the third overall is close. Then Robin Lackford is 5th. Then Steve Bergen is 6th. And Edward Easton is 2nd in Class D now, because Barney Collinson, he's now had a moment, has he, through the Hall Bends? Oh no, yellow flags are the mountains. Perhaps Barney Collinson's gone off there, I missed that. So Barney Collinson is out of this road.
Okay. So here they come now, yeah. So it is Ian Bergin, and yeah, it's the other red car, isn't it? I thought, yes. So in fact, there's yellow flags, so sorry about that. It was the wrong red car. So Barney Collinson, yes, I can see the car now. Stranded on the grass on the right-hand side, just going into Park. So yeah, Barney Collinson is out of the race, stranded on the grass. Sorry, that's 2 red cars and I mixed them up.
Yes, there's obviously another car that's been off of the mountain but not back going. We have lost during the course of this race 14, which is Hugh Simpson, I can tell you. And I reckon the other car that had an off might have been 17, Richard Homer, but he's got back going. Everybody else has got back going, apart from Barney Collinson, who you can see.
Now, I think Peter Kennelly must have had a moment as well, because if I'm right, that's
somebody else has gone off this time at the mountain as well, because there's a driver getting out of the car. So it's double wave yellow. The car's hidden behind the tyre wall, but that's been from the lead group, I'm guessing. The Paul Sibley through 6.2 seconds ahead of Pippa Cow. And then Peter Kennelly's by himself, so it must be Mike Chalk that's on there at the mountain. He's not so close to the tyre wall at the mountain.
Kennelly had obviously had a moment somewhere, because he lost a lot of ground on Chalk. And then
Chalk went off afterwards, yeah.
I guess he's overdoing it, or else he's got a problem. So, now there's Kennelly just coming past. So yeah, Kennelly, so it must be Mike Chalk, yeah.
Yeah, so, Mike Chalk scored into the tyre wall down here of the mountain.
So it's Kennelly in 3rd place in the race. So coming past in 4th place in the race now, we've got number 57. So that's and I'm just wondering where Ian Wright is in relation to Bergen. Catching him.
Let's have a look. So he's 4th in class is Ian Wright. But he's not really lapping any quicker than Ian Bergen is.
The trouble is he can't Oshin Shahani after him having a moment, and Ian I think could go faster, but didn't seem to be able to make any sort of move stick. So there's Peter Kennelly, so he did lose a lot of ground, and then behind him is this 3-car battling group with Ian Bergin at the front of it.
So the car directly behind Bergen is a Class E car, which is 34 James Hughes. So Bergen's class rival is the car behind that, the Edward Easton car, which is 35. They turn into the mountain through this yellow flag zone, so no overtaking flew there. Meanwhile, Bergen then turns it into Hall Bend. Across the line, they've got the leaders, 4.4 seconds apart. So the gap coming down again between Paulson and Pippa Cow, maybe in lap traffic.
Yeah, and Pippa Cow's just lapped the Nick Rose car, which I think is a cylinder down, unfortunately.
Oh, we've lost Peter Kennelly on this lap. He's not coming through. Apologies for that. So yeah, Kennelly 3rd, then 4th is Lackford, 5th is Bridge, then 6th is Bergen, 7th is Hughes, 8th is Easton, Then now into 9th, he's just Andrew McGee, but he's been caught by that Shahayin and Wright battle. If anything, Shahayin is starting to pull away from me and Wright, past me, that gap's gone out.
Yeah, so the number 35, Eddie, he really, well, now it looks as if the Class E car might be going to get past Ian Bergin, which is what Ed Easton wants, isn't it? Because Ed Easton wants to be on the back of Ian Bergin and troubling him. And you're right, there is a bit of a gap now between Ian Wright and Shaheen. So Paul Sibley, we're halfway through this race, aren't we? So
yeah, we've got about 7.5 minutes to go now. So,
yeah, so Paul Sibley is having a bit of a lonely morning of it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's now 7 seconds ahead of Pippa Cow. We've got a lot of traffic to deal with just like you, I think, this been coming through. Meanwhile,
yes, he is. He's just about to lap.
Edward Easton's dropped away now from Ian Bergin and the Class E car of James Hughes. So I'm sure Edward Easton's had an error, but he's lost a couple of seconds, I'd suggest, at the beginning. They're just going down into Hall Bends. It's great. Paul Sibley has gone 3 seconds slower than he went in qualifying, so he's nowhere near his maximum pace.
No, hopefully we might get Richard Bridge back later on, which will be good.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah, then I've got 4th and downwards past me. Robin Lackford in 4th is now only 5 seconds ahead of John Briggs in 5th. 6th is Ian Bergin, just ahead of James Hughes, and then Edward Easton now 4 seconds behind after that slower lap. Into 9th position has come Oshin Shahayin, and Ian Wright is back with him again, so they're 9th and 10th overall now, battling for 3rd in class. Yellow flags out again at the mountain. For what reason, I cannot tell you at the moment.
Yeah, I think the number 35 car, the red car of Ed Easton, got a misfire, Josh. I think that's why he's falling. He's going to be keeping his fingers crossed that he can keep going, because if he can't, then the battle for the 3rd place is a change to Ian Wright, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. They are 10 seconds behind at the moment, but were 4 seconds quicker on the last lap.
Yeah.
So
he's still running at the moment, and he still looks to be on a similar pace to the 2 cars in front of him, so maybe it's just a broken exhaust or something that's making a nasty noise.
Okay, so the gap is 10 seconds now between Paul Sibley and Pippa Cow. Then Peter Kenley through now in 3rd position, 5.5 minutes of the race to go. That yellow flag we had for a moment down on the mountain was withdrawn.
Yeah,
I think
look at Ian Wright, he's desperate.
Yeah, he sort of got a little side, but wasn't able to make the move, so they go over the top of the hill now. So this is for 3rd in Class D, but Ian Wright loses out, I think, over the top of the hill, so that gap goes out a little bit. Meanwhile, Bergin comes across the line. I think he sets his personal best lap, but going much quicker is Edward Easton. He did a 1:47.9 on that lap, which is even quicker than Ian Wright when in qualifying. So Edward Easton's now only 3.3 seconds behind, so that gap starts to come down again, and then Shahayin still ahead of Ian Wright for 3rd in that class. So you'll see the gap between 1st and 2nd in Class D is less now.
Yeah, and a big moment there for Robin Lackford, number 57. Lost the front end as he came round Charlie's, and somebody's gone off on the grass. I think that's a mechanical failure. That might be Ed Easton, I think, Josh. And I said I thought there might be something wrong. Just halfway along Park Straight, he's pulled off on the left by the tyres. So I'm pretty sure that's Ed Easton, but you'll only know for certain when the cars come round.
We've had another off at the mountains. I know there's something on the road. It was pretty cool. Robert Morris went straight on across the grass, but got back going. So
Paul Sibley's going on Park Straight. So still, it's not Paul Sibley.
There's 4 minutes of the race to go now.
And Pippa Cow safely past me in 2nd place and leading Class E.
Yeah, Ian Bergin's at oneself now, so I think you're right with it. I'm afraid it's gone off, which you say was a mechanical problem.
It was very sudden. There was no smoke, but he knew something was wrong and pulled right off the track.
So he's dropped out second in Class D, so that means the Shahayin Wright battle is now for second in the class. And there's a car that's now stopped at Hall Bends. I think that's one of the cars a bit further back in the order, and just passing that yellow flag zone is the battle between Eastern and Shahayin. Actually, I think the car that's pulled off is the one that went off at the mountain a moment ago, 24 Robert Morris. So he's pulled off just before Hall Bends. There's 3 minutes of the race to go. Sorry for a massive moment for Shahayin coming out of Barn Corner, but Ian Wright didn't make anything of it. I think if anything he probably got out of the throttle because he thought the car in front of him was going off. That didn't happen, but Shahayin is keeping ahead. Despite the few moments he's had, he's doing a good job. He's a novice driver and he's got Ian Wright all over the back of him heading up towards Charlie's.
Okay, so we'll watch out for that. I was just going to say that it's a good job it's not much longer this race, so we might not have any runners in it by the end, but yeah, that battle's just coming along onto Park Straight now, and it's still the green number 50 leads the Ian Wright number 78, the red and gold car. So we've got waved yellows here for the Ed Easton car, but it's a green flag at the top going into Park. So up there.
Paul Sibley started his penultimate
yeah, I was
lap
just
of the
looking
race.
for him, yeah. So, and there's Pippa Cow just going past me now. So she's still in second place and leading Class E. And then it's a long, long way for Peter Kenley.
Yeah, he's just coming off the line now in third place, so he's a long way behind there.
So the right battle with Shaheen is just coming to the mountain now, but I don't think Ian Wright's in a challenging position this time. Shaheen's got a couple of lengths clear as they go into the mountain.
But they have got the number 17 car just in front of them to lap, Richard Homer, and if you lap somebody into Hall Bends, that is normally awkward. So let's see what happens. Yeah, they catch him right at the apex of Hall Bends, around the left-hand side of the circuit they go. So yeah, that got all a bit tight into there. But I think Shahayin should be able to hang on. So yeah, I think they've got about 13 cars left running. There's a good battle developing now for 5th place because John Bridge has been caught by James Hughes. That's 33 and 34. They've got them down together. And meanwhile, Paul Sibley comes up across the line to start his final lap of this race. So he will lap, I think, that Ian Wright and Shaheen battle. They're heading towards you for the final time.
Right, so it'll be their last lap then, won't it? So they're coming into sight now. Ian Wright's going down the inside as they come onto Park Straight, and he makes it stick. So Ian Wright on this last lap does get past, but he's fighting back. There is no yellow flag now. They're side by side as they go along Park Straight and head towards Park Corner, and I think the number 50 car's gone back. So Ian Wright certainly led for a few hundred metres, but I think that position has changed again.
They should be lapped by Paul Sibley because he's not far behind them.
Yeah, I'm just looking for, yes, Paul Sibley's right behind them. No, Ian Wright's hung on. So as they come out of Chris Curve and down the gooseneck, Ian Wright is in the, Wright makes a bit of a mistake, but he hangs on and Paul Sibley's right behind him. And I think Paul Sibley's not going to lap them, you know, Josh. I think they're going to be allowed them to have another lap. Which is very, oh well, maybe he's going to lap them now. Yes, he is, sorry. He laps the two of them as they come up into the mountain, so he's side by side with them at the moment. Yeah,
he's gone between them, which is going to help Ian Wright out, I suspect, because that means that gap extends. But of course, the class still being led by Ian Bergen, who's ahead. That battle for 5th place, did that change around? Yeah, Hughes has got past Bridge. John Bridge must have had a mistake as he dropped away. So a change for 5th place towards the end, but for the lead, for the win, well, Paul Sibley has dominated as we sort of suspected, and he turned his way then through Barn Corner, and now only he laps Ian Wright. So Paul Sibley will see the checkered flag, and right behind them, the battle for second in Class D goes the way of Ian Wright by 0.12 of a second from Oshin Shahayin. For second overall for Class E win, Pippa Cow takes the checkered flag now. And then we'll have to wait some time for Peter Kennelly takes third overall because he is a long way behind them. But then for the Class D win, Ian Bergen's just got to make his way around the final lap because his class rivals have already taken the checkered flag. So it's a shame about the reliability there, Paul. But the Class D battle was good while it lasted.
Yeah, it was, and I mean, Ian Wright we don't know what happened on the first lap, but clearly he'll want to go one better in the second race this afternoon, won't he? And not get involved in an incident on the first lap. So, Josh, one of our very pleasant driver of the race for each race, who gets a special trophy, and at the end of the day, a driver of the day. So, I think Ian Bergen has to be a candidate.
Yeah, that's where my thoughts are going.
Right. So